Hey guys, it's Kylie. I am getting ready to be a tourist in my own town today. I want to make this a series, so this will be episode 1 of being a tourist in my own city. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready. In one of my videos, I showed you guys my Conair hot rollers, and somebody asked me to do a tutorial on how to use them. So I'm gonna go over briefly how I use them. I do kind of think this process looks different for everybody depending on how much hair you have. I have very fine hair, and then I also have bangs, but I kind of just incorporate them and then fix them afterwards. So the first thing you're gonna do is take a top section, and then you're gonna separate that section into 3 sections. So I'm gonna take this first one, and then we're gonna pull it to the front and brush it. And the hot rollers are separated into 4 big ones, and then they have a set of 8 small ones. So you grab a big one for the front pieces, and then I start at the top to bring all the hair in, and then I pull it out, get the end over, and then roll it up to the top. It's never perfect. I've heard you get better as you go on, but okay. And then it comes with these, and you just kind of figure it out how it stays on top of your head. That's it. And then you'll go in and keep doing the 3 sections on top with the big rollers. Before I blow dry my hair, I also used this volumizing root lifting spray. I'll also spray it in my hair once everything is in there. Wrap the end around, make sure all those hairs are around the clip. Whenever you plug in the rollers, you don't want to let them sit too long because then they'll get too hot and kind of burn your scalp a little bit. So they say to just let it get warm for like a minute and 30 seconds, and then you can leave them in your hair for as long as you want, but it only takes a few minutes. So all right, now that we have our little mohawk, you're going to separate another section, so it'll probably be about like here, and then you have just like a little tail in the back, and then you'll separate the section that you have into, I'm gonna say about 3 or 4, but you're gonna take this section, and then I take a little one, and you're going to start at the top, get all the hair in there, and then roll under. And you don't want this to like lay flat because that won't create as much volume, so however you have to turn it to make it not sit on your head flat, and then just put a clip in. And then I just go around the entire side and do that. Okay, so I ended up doing 5 across like my temple area, and then all I have is this hair left, and I have 4 rollers left, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use those. Okay, and that's it. Oh, will they always stay directly where you want them to? No. This is what they're looking like, and I'm gonna let them sit. It's been about 10 minutes, so let's go ahead and take them out. You always start with the bottom one, and you don't want to just let them drop. You're gonna roll them out and then kind of help them do their thing, and you just keep going. The front piece is always a jump scare, I'm not gonna lie. Then I kind of just shake them out, let them do their thing. I'm not gonna brush them yet. I'm going to let them sit for just a second and fix my bangs. This is how my bangs come out whenever I just take them out of the roller. Brother. That's crazy. I'm gonna fix them. Okay, now I'm gonna brush out the rest of my hair. I'm gonna flip my head over and brush from the back, and then you let the curls resettle and to be good. Okay, this is the final look. Using the hot rollers is the most volume my hair has ever had, and I just think it's so cute. All right, this is the final look. Let's go. Anytime I travel to a new place, I am always looking for a good local coffee shop. So that is going to be our first stop as a tourist in my own city. We're going to go to the Coffee Eye Guy. It's one of my favorite coffee stores here. So let's go. Actually obsessed with my hair right now. I don't think it's looked this good since I've done the rollers.
Hello, welcome to Coffee Guy. My name is Sydney. What can I get for you?
Can I have a hot honeybee honey latte?
Regular hot honeybee honey. Any extra shots or whipped cream?
No, thank you.
Okay, you can come up to the window.
Thank you. So I got the Honeybee Honey I Love You latte, which is such a cute name. It has honey and cinnamon in it, so let's give it a whirl. It smells so good. Yeah, it's so good. I usually get a Almond Joy latte ice, and it has coconut and mocha in it, and that's so good. I'm such a sucker for coconut, but it is cold, so I wanted to get something hot, and this just sounded so good to me. Okay, we just got to our second tourist destination, Pensacola Beach. One of my favorite destinations where I live. This beach is absolutely beautiful. You've seen it in my other videos, but I am at the pier. We're gonna go ahead and take a walk and see what we see. I'm sorry, this is actually insane. So during off season, I think it's literally the best season. Yes, it's cold. Yes, the water is 60 degrees, but in the winter and fall, the water is always the most sparkliest it's going to be. And today is probably one of the clearest, most beautiful days I've ever seen. Somebody kayaking right now, and that's just so beautiful. I wish it was me. Still lucky. This is the most beautiful view, but I have a paddleboard and I think it's just too cold for that, but a kayak, that sounds like so much fun. The way the sun is hitting the water right now is so perfect. When the view is so good, you have to get the film camera out. It's that good. Not a lot of wildlife, but nevertheless, I'm so glad I came. It's so pretty. That is the famous Pensacola beach ball. I can't get over how flat and sparkly it is today. It's so pretty. But we are on to our next destination. It's not too far from here. So if you keep going down this beautiful beach, you enter a national seashore, and there is Fort Pickens down there, and it is absolutely beautiful. It's an old fort where some type of war took place. We'll get more details once we get there. Even the drive over here is just absolutely gorgeous. We have the most white sand, so it kind of looks like snow. And then with all of like the greenery and the dunes, it just looks like you're on a different planet. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, I just got to Fort Pickens, and Fort Pickens was actually a fort used during the Civil War by the Union. So let's check it out. It really is amazing to think how long these places have been here and how beautiful they still are. The construction is insane, and honestly, it's just so beautiful and crazy to think how many people were in here how long ago fighting a war. It's just crazy. All of the little like white icicle looking things are actually from the ocean being so close. I absolutely love all the arches. I think they're so beautiful. All of the brickwork is just amazing. I can't even, like, the 1860s, like, are you kidding? And to be able to walk in it now after being in Florida in hurricane seasons and just any season at all, honestly, any storm, it's amazing. So it says this is one of the largest smoothbore cannons that were ever developed in 1968, but it was never fired in combat. Pretty cool. And I mean, what an amazing view. You get the Gulf Coast in the front, and then behind us is the bay. What more could you want? For size, this thing is huge. Those stairs are kind of sketchy, I ain't gonna lie. So if you can't tell, this fort looks a little bit different. It's black. Later in the war, the rifles were updated and they could go right through the brick at the other fort. So they reinforced them with this antiquated brick fort in 1998, and they call it a fort within a fort. They had two 12-inch rifles on carriages that could disappear behind the walls after firing 1,070-pound shells at ships 8 miles away. That's crazy. I don't know about that place. It kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. There's also a ton of trails back there, but I'm by myself today, so I'm not going to go back. There is another pier that goes out to the bay. I'm going to show you guys that real quick. Well, a fun fact about Pensacola Beach is it's actually an island, and from the mainland to Pensacola Beach to over here, there's actually a ferry, which I think is super cool, and I haven't been on it yet, but I have plans. But this is where it comes in. And the pier that I was at earlier, there's a sound side, and that's where it also comes in. So it goes to two places, and it's all a part of the National Park Service, and I just think that's so cool. And I feel like usually the sound side is not as clear as the ocean. It doesn't have that same like aqua blue color, but even the sound side today is stunning. That lighthouse that you can see over there is part of the Naval Airspace Museum. We've been to the airplane side, but I haven't been to the lighthouse yet. There's all types of stories of it being haunted, but I really want to check it out. Another fun fact about Pensacola is it is home of the Blue Angels, and oftentimes coming over here, even to the beach, you can see them practice, and I just think that's so fun. That bridge over there is the 3 Mile Bridge that I always run over. It looks so long from here. All right, that's pretty much it for Fort Pickens. Like I said, there's trails back there and there's actually more forts back there, but I really recommend coming around. Definitely a tourist destination, but sometimes things are touristy for a reason. This place is amazing. You can see the sound side from here, and you can also go to the beach. I'm gonna see if my drone is charged, and I don't think we're gonna see any animals, but I think it's worth a shot since we're already out there. All right, guys, I'm actually not gonna fly the drone. I didn't charge it all the way, and my phone is on 13%, so that whole process is just going to take a little too long. But that's it for episode 1 of being a tourist in my own city. I had a lot of fun today. It was such a beautiful day outside, even though it was kind of cold. But yeah, if you have any thoughts about where I should go next or any questions about where I went today, let me know. But that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.